Hello, hi there, it's me, it's Dave, or the Jaded Mania. God bless you, my friends. Thank you kindly for joining along for. It's one of those kind of live streams. I think you can tell from the title. Plus, we're back here at our computer with this stupid graphic of Mortal Kombat 1 on a loop, which I have been using for the last year. We're back here, not playing that wonderful game, Marvel Rivals. Maybe we will later on. But I have been somewhat disconnected from the rest of what's been going on with Mortal Kombat, Pink Floyd, Conan, all of that bullshit. I don't really care for it, not especially when there's something better to be doing. Mm, Quite honestly, there was nothing better to be doing before. Marvel Rivals did not exist last year, but oh, it exists this year. You should try it out. It's lots of fun. But yeah, one of the things that always captures my interest is how does Mortal Kombat intersect with this popular trans ideology that's going on out there, that there's a billion different genders, that anyone can be trans. There's no requirements, no prerequisites. It's all just based on feelings. It's all very interesting because we have proponents of this kind of extreme ideology making Mortal Kombat 1. Yes, the developers are very much interested in pushing some sort of trans ideology. This is why we get Stefania Brown back as one of the leaders of the combat cast. Front, stage, and center. Because everyone must accept that trans woman penis is totally feminine. Yay, how lovely. How great. Plus, we've been learning a lot about the different plasties lately. If you recall, we made a previous video, MK1 from penis to vagina. Oh, that song. Oh, what a song. But yeah, that penis to vagina song had me learning about new kinds of plasties that I've never heard of, like chondrolaryngoplasty. I can't even say it. It's so complicated and new to me. But it's Adam's apple reduction. Yes, yes, yes. So we're gonna be seeing what Miss Stefania has said as well. That whole entire topic of, like, I can't show you the music video. I already showed you the music video in a prior live stream, and because of that, it's now blocked from being seen in France. So sorry, sorcerer. You're never gonna be able to see that video because the French director doesn't want people using his music video, which, is, to be fair, I can totally understand that. Copyrights, rights that are copied. Yes, it makes sense. But that sing song has elicited irrational trans rage. And I can only imagine what Miss Stefania would have to say about the movie, because her doppelganger is out there providing film critique on this trans issue of many different plasties. God, when I saw that music video, I at first thought we are living in some kind of dystopian future where people love body modifications, transhumanism, everyone's getting things chopped off and glued back in other parts, other places. It's all very glamorizing this kind of self mutilation, pursuits of surgeries, but it pisses off the trans. For some reason, because having these standards as to what a trans woman, quote unquote, should look like, oh, it's very problematic for them, apparently. Trans women shouldn't look like women. They can look like men too, is what they're trying to say. But yes, OMG. Thank you, my friends, for joining along. What are you guys thinking of Marvel Rivals? I kind of wish I was playing it instead. MK Trans. Hey there, Dave. How are you doing today? Hey, Claymore. Hey, Kaiju. Someone that doesn't like MK. Hello, Jello Man. Boy, are you stupid. Where have you been for all of my other videos about Marvel Rivals? Go watch those, babes. God, who do you think you're trying to change with your words? I will hate Mortal Kombat 1 with every ounce and fiber of my being, because guess what? The game deserves it. It's a shit game. Hey, hello, Jello Man. Are you is your brain made of jello? Do you like Mortal Kombat 1? For what purpose? What reason? Ooh, I think someone got. I think I'm feeling the trans irrational rage. Because people are so fucking dumb. Dave, what's your agenda today? It is going to be jelly gendered, not jello gendered. OMG. Okay. Oh? Oh no. How do I make it? Oh no. Okay, wait. I'm trying to find. Okay. Technology. Technology always complicated. Okay, so yes, Mortal Kombat 1 sucks hard. I'm surprised that people come to my videos still trying to convince me otherwise. I mean, I do love a comment like, "Oh, did you know that Mortal Kombat has sold more than 2.9 billion copies?" Oh my god, I'm tittering over that. 2.9 billion copies. It sold a lot. But the question is, why don't people play if it has such great sales? So here you go. Take a look at these numbers. I love looking at these numbers because, God, this game is so dead. How do people think that these are good numbers? 1,500 people playing on Steam, and oh, God, all of the shills and the people smoking the copium, they're all saying things like, "Oh, these are just Steam numbers. Oh, this doesn't show the console." Let's talk about a single player game that's been out for more than a year. Baldur's Gate 3. Making Mortal Kombat 1 look like a flat line, looking like it needs to go to the hospital and then be declared dead. That's all very too real to me. Oh no. But yeah, look at that. Baldur's Gate 3 still getting lots of play. Wait, oh, let's make it bigger. Yeah. Wow. Okay, well let's throw in Street Fighter. Let's see how Street Fighter is doing. Can't spell fighter. Can't type numbers. Here we go. Street Fighter 6. Wow. Yeah, Street Fighter 6 doing well. Mortal Kombat 1 is so dumb. I love how it's so dead on this graph. I love looking at this stuff because nowhere, no how did Conan or Pink Floyd or any of that bullshit actually make people come back to play the game in any sort of appreciable amount. No, no one's playing that fucking dead game. But alas, I imagine that there's a lot of brain dead people out there who have nothing else better to do. But you know what? Surely, my friends, we have something better to do. So let's take a look at where is she? I want Lily Tino. So we're talking about irrational trans rage today. So before we talk about Stefania, I have been thinking about this individual. So she made that video about where she talked about her cake pops getting removed. I've had a cake pop for the first time this week. I've never had one before. So my mind immediately went to this thing. And it's wild to think that they would use cake pops to describe their testicles. And despite having the surgery, the results did not take. It's still giving very boy. But let's take a look at this. So
The
many
women's
clicks.
room at a cheesecake factory. And when I walked in, there was this little girl, like 3 years old, tops. She was standing there alone, I assumed waiting for her parent who was in the stall. And all the stalls were full. So like I couldn't go in. I just had to wait. And it was me and this little girl and no one else. And
But did nowhere in his mind register that being in a room alone with a little girl, a little child, 3-year-old child, might be inappropriate? Like, you should not have been there. Just turn around and get out. Do you really need to be in that washroom so desperately, especially knowing that you're going to have to wait anyways?
and she kind of looked at me like, and I just like nodded my head and didn't look at her. I was like,
That's wild to be subjecting this poor 3-year-old little girlie to affirm my gender. I'm in your washroom. You will look at me as a woman and enjoy it. What? Why?
it's kind of awkward. And it occurred to me that when the parent, who I don't know, leaves the stall, exits their stall, and sees me, a trans person, and their little.
They're going to be thinking, call the pedo bear. Get rid of him. Why is he waiting alone in the room with a child is the question.
3-year-old daughter, that they might make an assumption based on untrue things that they've heard. An assumption that could be very.
There is no assumptions to be made that this person felt comfortable enough to be in a woman's only space looking like this next to the little child. That's not an assumption. That's a statement of fact. And it's kind of scary. Not with the Adam's apple. He needs the chondrolaryngoplasty. That's the word of the day. Yikes.
Dangerous for me, unsafe for me.
Wait, why is it unsafe for him to be in the washroom? Was there no urinal?
So instead of waiting for that to potentially happen, I left the bathroom and decided I didn't need to pee that bad. Trans people.
Oh, so he did leave the washroom. So then what's the problem? What's the situation? Why do you have to share these stories on the internet about your weird bathroom encounters with children? What the fuck? I hate that those words were even together in that order in a sentence. Ew.
Go through this thought process.
And he's definitely thinking that he's Minnie Mouse with these little, like, bows and polka dots. He thinks he's Minnie Mouse. No. But it's giving scary goth.
Any time they're in.
Actually, no, not goth, because it would need to be even whiter, even more pale. But the black lipstick with no foundation really highlights the redness of the skin.
And it's not okay. And it's important to talk about because it happens all the time.
Wait, it happens all the time in his life? Why? How many little children is he encountering in the washroom? This just sounds so wild. I cannot approve. And was there a need to really have discourse on this? Like, you went to the washroom. Why can't your washroom stuff be personal and private? But apparently, this is now talk du jour on the internet, which is crazy. Let's see this one too.
Order that bans all transgender troops from the US military. Now, we can say that this is bad and terrible and how could this happen, but let's take a step back and look at the big picture. There's currently about 8,000 trans people that serve active duty in the US military. You might think that's a big number, but that makes up less than 0.3% of the entire US armed forces. A group with such infinitesimally small numbers is not a threat, and they know this. So why are they banning these people that have served and died for their country? The reason is simple. They want to...
Wait, if they died, how can they be banned? If they're already dead, how could they then be banned? Wouldn't they just be dead? I'm confused about this one. But I think I understand what he's trying to say. He's saying that there's trans is already such a small group of people. Why not just allow these people to continue doing what they're doing? But I think the question then becomes, like, how medically fit are you able to carry out your special forces operatives training or whatever have you in the military? Like, how are you supposed to do that if you have a bloody gash that you got to stick a dilator in every 3 hours? Like, that's what? When are they going to have time to do that, when they're shooting up the Taliban or something? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Also, on top of that, this is military, publicly funded. So they're supposed to be taking tax dollars. And here in Canada, oh yeah, here in Canada, it's been wild, wild news time. Maybe we'll make a video about this tomorrow. But the tariff situation has everybody losing their mind here in Canada. They're like, oh, boycott the U.S., blah, blah, blah. But are they going to use those tariff dollars to fund these trans individuals in the military, they're like vaginoplasty and peniplasty and laryngoplasty and mammoplasty and chondrolaryngoplasty and rhinoplasty? Man, all of these plasties, I don't even know what the one chain, like when you shave down the chin and jaw and make it less manly into a woman. When can they make that a plasty? Why didn't they put that in the song? Because some of these people need it. They're all giving very crimson chin, like very mask, very dom, very man. Where's the crimson chin? Do you know from that little children's show? This is what I'm seeing when I take a look at these kinds of individuals. Such a strong jaw and chin. But I think, like, when men go on estrogen, they sort of develop this kind of similar facial feature structure, because they all kind of have that, like, same chin. Or maybe it's a type of man that's going after these estrogen treatments, but no amount of estrogen can change the bone structure. Well, I guess it can. You know, estrogen plays a part in calcium regulation in the body. So too much estrogen can actually decrease the calcium from the bones and decrease bone density. So it can change the bones in that way. But if you got big ass man bones, they're still going to be big ass man bones, just more porous. Just more porous. So, yeah, I don't know. Dehumanize us. I don't think it's about dehumanizing you, unless you're trying to be like owl gendered or some bullshit. I still think you're a human.
To dehumanize us. The message behind this ban is that you can't trust a trans person next to you.
It's giving me man hands. Put those man hands out of the camera frame with them ugly manicure. I'm sorry. If you're going to be painting things, can they not be little stubs? This individual can't even grow out a nail and then paint it. It's giving man hands, man nails. Man found sister's nail polish and decided to dress up first time in drag. Like, that's what it's giving. Like, why can't it be more beautiful? And the lip on this one, can this one draw a bigger top lip?
You in battle. And while most of us have the privilege of not
At some angles, it's barely a line.
having to fight in a war zone,
Ew, look at the peekaboo cleavage. Babes ain't got cleavage to peekaboo at. So what is the point of the peekaboo? What is the point of the keyhole?
they know that the next time you see a trans person, you will think twice because of this ban. Be it in a bathroom or at a restaurant or wherever, they don't want you to trust us. They want you to...
I don't trust you because you're mad on the internet with them angry mannish tendencies trying to tell me that you're a woman. When is this one going to graduate to woman? Because it feels like he's been trying for years. Because I've heard of this individual since, what, 2023? Definitely before MK1. So before MK1, still looking like a man. How many more years is it going to take for this one to cook? When will we get there?
See us as a threat so that when the time comes, it's much...
Ooh, all the surgeries. He got his cake pops removed, but he couldn't find Botox. The wrinkles, the foreheads. I think when you take these hormone replacement therapies, it prematurely ages you. Like, just look at Stefania. She is giving hobo grandma chic, or I guess you could say hobo tranma chic. But yeah, it's it's unfortunate. I don't know anyone who would want to prematurely age.
Easier to do away with us completely. So make no mistake, this does not end here. Things will get worse until we stop them. So stay vigilant and call...
How? How is he going to stop Donald Trump? Donald Trump signed the executive order. Not even Justin Trudeau can stop the tariffs happening here in Canada. So what if Justin Trudeau can't do shit? What is Miss Lily Tino going to do? Really?
Things out when you see them, because this is just the beginning.
Okay. Just the beginning. All right. Well, you know what? That's the end for us. At least for Lily Tino. Let's move on to dearest Stefania. But let's see what you guys are saying. Thank you for joining along. God bless you. Cuckoo Malshushu. Hello. Hi, Vile Plume. Vile Plume used razor leave. Steffi, have you ever been owl-gended? Okay, guys, I'm going to tell you something. Please don't judge me too hard. So I make friends with the funeral director. And, yeah, so we're friends. So I saw funeral director outside in the cold. It was like winter warning, weather warning. It's very cold. But I saw her doing a service outside, and I was all bundled up, and I gave her like a little wave. So fast forward a week later, I'm at the funeral home. I'm talking to her. I'm like, "Oh, did you see me in the cemetery? I gave you a wave." And she's like, "Oh, that was you? I thought that was Deborah." And I was like, "God damn." Not her thinking that I'm an old lady named Deborah. And I was like, "No, it was me." God damn. And I mean, like, on the phone is one thing, but then to see me and then still think I'm Deborah, I'm dying. But, she was at a distance from me, and I was really, bundled up in the cold. I was wrapped up, I guess, like an old woman or something. And I'm like, yeah, Deborah. I am Deborah. A 20-year-old boy almost stopped Trump, just saying. Yeah, I think that's what Lily wants people to do. All of this kind of rhetoric is very violence-inducing, very aggressive-inducing, the irrational trans rage. We shall not allow. Multiversus shutting down isn't helping the MK1 shills case for MK1. Uh, Honestly, I don't think that MK1 is alive. It's very much Weekend at Bernie's. Joe Biden's whole presidential run, election run last year, like it's all very propping up a dead person around. Hello, who is that cutie? Oh, this one? it's it's Miss Lily Tino. Ew, do you remember Ew? She was talking about getting a donut hole and how she has to stick a candy cane in it to make it bleh. Bleh. Dave won't boycott me. I don't know how much of a difference it makes to you, but I voted for Kamala Harris. I don't care who you vote for. I don't think there's really much difference between both parties. I think generally life is going to continue down the same general trend of crap. Yeah, not much is going to change. Hey, Six Legs. Hey, babes. Sounds strange. This dude has literally nothing to do with the. Dude, if you don't like what I'm talking about, get out. Do you think I'm here for you? No. I am not here for you. You can do whatever you want. Leave a like or get out. Dave, that's what Dave says. If you don't like it, go spend your time doing something else. And if you don't like learning about trans stuff, well, fuck you. You're a transphobe. This is coming from motherfucking Deborah. Leave me alone. Okay. Deborah. It's like Deborah, Deborah. Okay, so let's move on to Miss Stefania. Yes, so over the last 2 weeks, I haven't really been checking on the shills, anything Mortal Kombat related, the developers. I have not been checking on them because I have been enjoying Marvel Rivals. And if you have not played it, please go play it and add me as a friend in the game. I already got the achievement, but I am willing to have more people on my friends list. But I love Marvel Rivals. So I was somewhat neglectful of information coming out from Steffi regarding her transness because apparently everyone needs to affirm her gender. Now, Steffi has a blue fly social media profile. She no longer posts on Twitter. She also no longer posts anything about Mortal Kombat 1. Lead QA analyst at NetherRealm Studios. Why are they allowed to be advertising their politics as representatives of the company? Like, it already excludes a vast majority of people from even participating in the games that that NetherRealm Studios is making. NetherRealm Studios is making political propaganda geared towards the leftist freaks like Steffi and Dominic Gianciolo and Jonathan Anderson. List their names. They're all crazy ideologues, and they use their positions to advertise this on the internet. Mortal Kombat is meant to cater to people who want to virtue signal. They don't care about authentic Chinese values. That's why we didn't have a Lunar New Year celebration in Mortal Kombat 1. Oh, by the way, happy Year of the Snake. Very nice. But we don't get any authenticity in Mortal Kombat 1 aside from crazy politics. And it's wild that this girl I'm sorry, I think I misspoke. But this individual has just started their Blue Fly social medias, and they've already posted it hundreds and hundreds of times. Now, granted, a lot of it is posting about her pussy. Look at her pussy jump. Look at her pussy do tricks. Look at her pussy's colored nails. Like, this is what Steffi does a lot. She's very obsessive about that pussy. But for me, I am interested in weeding it down to the trans policies that she's pushing out there. Now, one of the questions that I've always had about Miss Stefania is she a trans being? Like the story of Manya and Manlina within Mortal Kombat 1, you've got a Wesley Snipes looking dude pretending to be a woman so that he can be in a lesbian relationship with Butch Molina. Cool. Great. Trans being. So I didn't know if Steffi was trying to be with biological females. I mean, maybe she is, but you can see from this statement, she is telling us what her sexual proclivities are. I'm sorry, I just needed to take a moment to ponder what is happening here. Why is she talking about this shit on her Blue Fly? Does she not know that people who play Mortal Kombat 1 are looking at her Blue Flies? And instead of getting Mortal Kombat 1 news, we are getting information on how this individual is trans for trans. So I did not know Steffi's situation. I thought maybe Steffi was just a gay dude looking for other gay dudes, but Steffi's not looking for gay dudes. Steffi's looking for other trans. So she's on the dating profiles, the dating websites, Craigslist. Remember when Craigslist had random encounters, casual encounters? Oh my god. That was in the days of like the Craigslist killer. Ooh, that made me scared. Did I stop using Craigslist though? Maybe. Cuz they got rid of it. Whenever I see T for T, my brain ignores the second T and registers it as Tekken 4. Okay, first off, the question we must ask is, where is Steffi's dating profile? Is it on Grindr? Is it on Tinder? Is it on Hinge, Bumble, Plenty of Fish? Where the fuck is she? Ashley Madison, where is she seeing this category T for T? Or is she on the porn sites like Pornhub, Porn MD, porn whatever, whatever porn site, and she's typing in T for T? She's wanting that trans on trans action. What? Now, is it trans woman plus trans woman? Or is it trans woman plus trans man? Because if it's trans woman plus trans man, then it's really just straight. But they're playing make-believe. Both of them are playing make-believe. My brain ignores the second T and it registers it as Tekken 4. Steffi is not getting laid, is she? What the fuck? Okay, so she elaborates here. I can't believe people love this. Why? She elaborates here. I'm into T for T, and it takes me a second to realize they're not talking about Jin's laser scrapper and the airport music. What? Well, I mean, like, I only know a little bit about Tekken. I only started playing it with Tekken 8. But Tekken 4 laser scrapper airport music, if you know the reference, you can elaborate further. But for me, it's who's telling her that they are into T for T? Is this from a profile? Is this from a DM? Is this from on Bluefly? It's very strange. It's very strange. So, moving on. We've got this one. Steffi Brown Becky. It's rough being a natural, attention-seeking loudmouth with the inability to shut up while also having terrible voice dysphoria and insecurity. Okay, so she no longer has body dysmorphia, gender dysphoria. It's just voice dysphoria. It's interesting to see how the trans situation is presenting in this developer of Mortal Kombat 1, because I think this is all fucking lies. She's on that combat cast looking a mess every single time, telling us about some god awful character that no one's playing with. And I'm supposed to believe that she got dysphoria, then how is it for the first 40, 50 years of this person's life that they've been living as a man, that there's been all of this stuff out there of them as a man? This seems like rapid changes based on political situations and peer pressuring. Like, I imagine the situation within NRS is very much a DEI pressure cooker, and they are forcing a lot of people to be part of this culture think, this part of like hive mind, liberal hive mind, where everyone has to think the same way. And if you want to advance, you have to be more progressive. You got to be gay, but then you got to take it this step further. You got to be trans. Like, if it was Pokemon, it would be like fat straight man evolves into awkward gay skinny dude, and then evolves into trans goddess. Like, it's a 3-stage evolution. Vileplume knows all about that. It's a 3-stage evolution, and it's wild. It's wild. Voice dysphoria. I also don't think that Steffi gives femme voice as good as she wants, needs. She should try harder. I mean, I sound like this sometimes, and then people think I'm my mom. So I don't get it. I don't get it. So this is what we have to look forwards to from the developers of NRS. We can get them oversharing too much information on the Blue Fly, talking about their, I'm going to say it. I'm sorry if this is not accurate, but I think it is. Gender dysphoria is a type of mental disorder, and now it's being extrapolated to the voice. Voice dysphoria. Great. Fabulous. Yeah, that's what we got the developers here doing. Normalizing this for the fans of Mortal Kombat. Also giving us a weird peekaboo into her sex life. I did not want to know that this Steffi Brown Becky is T for T. But maybe. Let's see what you guys are saying. Thank you for joining along. God bless you. What do you think of Steffi? Do you think she's getting action or no? Do you think she's had surgery? Do you think she's had the orchiectomy? I think she has, but I don't think she's gone through with the chop. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure why people want to be eunuchs either. Because it's not like becoming a eunuch makes you into a woman. It just makes you a dude with no dick. I'm confused. I'm happy I'm not trans because my Adam's apple is appling. Well, that's very good. Very nice. Hey, Miss Deborah, we playing Rivals tomorrow? Of course. Every Tuesday and Thursday for the rest of our lives. Marvel Rivals is amazing. Let's all play together. It's ma'am. I missed that quote. Yes, it is ma'am. Steffi is on Sean and Cody. Okay. Oh, you know what? So this is gonna be terrible. But like, you know how there was that like plane crash? Let's see. Okay, there was that plane crash and Trump was like, it's because of the DEI pilots. I thought he was talking about this dude, Sean Xavier. he's also kind of a oh my word, fuck. He's kind of like oh god. I'm trying to find the pilot outfit. He's a gay pilot too. But he's so sexy. Oh my word, Sean Xavier is so sexy. So when Trump said that there was DEI pilots involved, I thought he was talking about Sean Xavier. And I kind of would have been here for that. He's awesome. Oh my word, Purge. Bleach your eyes. Don't look at it. But he is on my sexy man calendar for February. Okay, anyways. So, moving on, we've got here more crazy, irrational trans rage. I don't know if you have ever heard of this individual, but this person called Jessie Gender gives a lot of the same image as Steffi Brown Becky. Yeah, like Jessie Gender looks very similar to Steffi, especially in the chin, which is why I think that some of these individuals, like when they go on the hormones, they kind of all get the same appearance. Let me see if I can find it. Jessie Gender. Yeah, it's like it's a combination of Stephanie Brownback plus that vegan teacher lady. Yeah, I don't know if you guys if you guys agree, but she looks very similar. All of them look so similar. And I think it's something to do with the hormones. But this person, Jessie Gender, I've never really heard about until yesterday or the day before, because I was watching some videos about that. How does it go? How very nice to meet you. I want to know about sex change operation. Woman to man, man to woman, man to woman, from penis to vagina. There's no tune for the song either. So anyone can sing it, you're on tune, because the song really sucks. So I was watching people talk about this song, and I had heard that people from the trans community did not like the Amelia Perez uh vaginoplasty songs in that, because it reinforces the idea of trans medicalization, that you need to be some sort of passing criteria to look like the other gender, whereas much of the modern transgender movement is about this idea that you can look like a man but still be a woman. And I think it's for these individuals who have like maybe gone through the orchiectomy, who have been on years of hormones, and they still look a man. Like, this is not giving woman to me. This is giving like padded bra. You know them bras? Maybe you don't know. But I used to dress mommy, and mommy's, some of those bras, they would have like padding already inside of it. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. Padded bras. Also, this person couldn't take the picture properly. They did not tie their tie and collar whatever. Whatever. So, Jessie Gender made a billion-hour long video on the racist cisgender nonsense of Amelia Perez. And it was, I couldn't get through all of it. You can see the little red bar. But when I was watching it, it made it, like, it became clear to me that what these people are pushing upon us are theory, like flat earth conspiracy theory. There's not a billion different genders. And just because you have a feeling that you're a different gender doesn't mean that everyone else sees you as that. Other people have eyes. Like, we can see a hairy man That's not a woman. That's a hairy man. But I mean, like, that's going on a basic level. Like, even further than that, like, this one's not a hairy man, but it is giving manly nose, manly Adam's apple, manly chin, manly jaw, manly hairline. Like, we can't ignore the things that we see. That doesn't make us transphobic. That makes us grounded in reality. But this individual was very upset with the movie Amelia Perez for the fact that it was transphobic, that trans people need surgeries. But on top of that, the conflation of race and trans is wild, because this person also believes that things like Hamas Islams are in the same boat as LGBT. No, those things are very, very separate. But this is the part of the oppression Olympics, where people try to check as many boxes to claim ultimate victimhood and win the oppression Olympics. So this person made a very long video about Amelia Perez, but I could tell that there was already drama because there was a pinned comment on this video saying that they got a takedown request. So we've got like angry trans video from this person on a second channel. I don't know why people have multiple channels. Like, are people afraid to say what they really want to say on their main channel so they get secondary channels so that it has less reach? So that they don't get exposed for their irrational trans rage? Everything in this person's room is like shades of pastel pink and blue, shades of trans. Why? And the hairline. Get some plugs or something. That's not giving woman.
You know, I don't think there's a more perfect example of the hypocrisy of the Hollywood system than the fact that Netflix is silencing trans critics like myself from critiquing their trans movie that they're trying to...
Okay, let's be honest here. When you use somebody else's copyrighted material, whether or not it's fair use in your eyes, they have the ability to request a takedown or to claim that some of the material is based on their copyrighted works. That's totally within their rights. That's what it means to have a copyright. But the person here is saying that they are getting silenced by Netflix. I don't think Netflix really cares about them.
Sell as the big supportive movie of trans people that's meeting the moment of pushing back against the transphobia of the Donald Trump administration. Their race.
What the fuck does this have to do about Donald Trump? See, there's so many things already being conflated.
This transphobic movie, Amelia Perez, that they're trying to sell as supportive of trans people while they push down all the trans people that say it is a racist, transphobic piece of shit.
But you're not even Mexican. How the fuck can you say it's racist? You're just some white dude.
Hello, interwebs, and as you can tell, I am fairly ticked off because Netflix has sought to try to attack my...
Do you think this person has voice dysphoria, like Stuffy? I don't think so.
livelihood, censor me, and stop me from speaking out against not only the problems with the movie Amelia Perez, but the racism of one of...
You don't have to use copyrighted materials in your video in order to make your point. But if you want to and be a bitch about it, then go ahead. But don't think that you're in the right, though, to be doing whatever you want with other people's works.
Their main stars that they are hoping to try to get an Oscar, the trans lead actress of the movie, Carla Sofia Gascon. I am deeply angry about this, and I want to quick talk about it with all of you, as well as point out the fact that I was censored from talking about in my initial video, which is Carla Sofia Gascon's racism. To give you...
They were... Okay, so Netflix can only claim materials related to the movie. Like, if you use a clip from the movie, then you will maybe get a copyright claim, not a strike. They will claim it. They will block it from being viewed in certain territories, like France, which is what happened to me on my MK1 from penis to vagina live stream. But that was to be expected. This person is taking it to the nth degree with this rage, this manufactured rage, to, win the victimhood of the oppression Olympics. You're not a victim, bitch. You're just talking about a shitty movie. You got a takedown request. That doesn't mean you got a strike.
Give you all a brief overview of the situation. For those of you who don't know, there is a movie, Emilia Perez, which is a trans-centered film that released on Netflix that has been getting a lot of awards and ceremony buzz in specifics of it or anything like that. Go check out that video. It goes into that progressives eat up. It's not as overtly hateful around trans people as far-right rhetoric, but it is certainly reinforcing a lot of the transphobic, trans-misogynistic in many ways too, biases against us, as well as
transphobic and trans-misogynist. This is a new word for me. What is trans-misogyny? Is this when a trans person is being misogynistic? Or is it when someone is being istic to a trans woman? I'm so confused. This is so... Why did they bastardize the English language?
Against Mexican people. And at any other time, that would be frustrating. But considering right now the fascism that we are dealing under Donald Trump, it is even more infuriating.
How? Fascism? Wait, are people being rounded up and being put into camps? I didn't know that was happening. Where's the fascism, honey?
The movie has, given all of this stuff, been facing a host of controversies, and the most recent one was the fact that it was revealed that Carla Sofia Gascon, the lead actress, has tweeted in the past numerous extremely racist things, to the point where, like, I don't even want to say a lot of them for how racist they are.
Okay, this is over-dramatizing the source material. Let us just see the tweets.
I will throw a couple on screen right now, and I will sort of give just verbally some examples of some, but I can't, like, there are worse ones than the ones that I'm about to say. These are all translated.
Islam is becoming a hotbed of infection for humanity that urgently needs to be cured. I'm confused. That's racist? But Islam isn't a race. It's a religion.
From Spanish, but essentially translated, they say things like Islam is becoming a hotbed of infection for humanity that urgently needs to be cured. Holy shit, that is actively genocidal towards
actively genocidal towards
Islamic folks. She also
Islamic folks? But how? It's not like she said that the Islam people need to be offed. But there is scary extremist Islam behavior going on all over Europe. Like, Sweden has more explosions than any other state that's not at war. Could you imagine that? And that's coming from Islamic extremist groups in Sweden. So why is that now the norm? I think that's terrible. And I mean, like, this person, trans individual, was saying this stuff back in 2016. They were right. They were right.
Had numerous other Islam.
Okay, so how many more times will history have to expel the Moors from Spain? We have not yet realized what this threat of civilization means, which constantly attacks the freedom and coherence of the individual. It's not about racism, it's about Islam. Yeah, I don't see what's racist about that either. They're talking about historical perspectives of the Islamic peoples taking conquest over the Christians. The Christians weren't like in some equal society back in that time either. They were treated as slaves, second-class citizens. There is no form of equality with some of these extreme Islamist groups. I imagine that this person, Jesse Gender, is also queer for Palestine, which is, yes, let's support the terrorists, I suppose.
Islamophobic tweets that
Oh, until we ban religions that go against European values and violate human rights, such as Islam, under the protection of freedom of worship, we will not end part of the huge problem we face. Faith manipulates those who cling to faith. Yeah, but isn't that what Marine Le Pen say in France? Like, get rid of the Muslims? Let's deport them or something? Isn't that what she said? And isn't there like a travel ban in the States against certain Middle Eastern Islamic countries coming to visit the States? Like that happens. I don't think it's racist. I think it's a question of security. Islam is wonderful without any kind of sexism. What? Women are respected, and when they are respected a lot, they leave a little square on their face so their eyes and mouth can be seen, but only if they behave well. Although they dress like that for pleasure. What a deep, disgusting humanity. I mean, like, I don't like a burqa. I definitely didn't like a burqa in Mortal Kombat 1. I'm sorry, I don't see what's so appalling about these statements. It's not like she's claiming that the earth is flat or that World War II didn't happen. So where's the problem? Is there not freedom of speech? No, speech is actively genocidal towards Islamic folks. Got it.
She posted. She called George Floyd a drug peddler who no one really cared about.
Not George Floyd versus Pink Floyd. Oh, it all comes round circle here. George Floyd versus Pink Floyd. So I really think that very few people ever cared about George Floyd, a drug addict swindler, but his death has served to once again demonstrate that there are people who still consider black people to be monkeys without rights and consider policemen to be assassins, she posted. They're all wrong. I mean, yeah, I think that is correct. I think people misunderstand both sides. But what's
she made racist
it's because of the drug addict swindler phrase. I'm not too familiar with the situation of George Floyd, but I did hear that he had drugs in his blood, his system, from the autopsy. Unless that was conspiracy theory. Now this one has no English translation. So we got something about Black Lives Matter. No sabio si estaba viendo un festival afro-coreano. Una manifestación. Black Lives Matter. OL8M. I don't know what they're saying. If you speak Spanish, let me know. Necesito mi dinero primero, tome mi. Jode mi culo, papi. I only know a little bit of Spanish. I don't know about all of the other Spanishes. But yeah, this is interesting. Is there something wrong with calling out Black Lives Matter? So Jesse Gender is a white dude virtue signaling so hard in woman face. He's doing woman face. And people enjoy this ?
Asian statements after Bong Joon-ho won the Oscar for Parasite several years ago. She even made racist statements about Guillermo del Toro after he won the Oscar for The Shape of Water, which is why that's comical, is that Guillermo del Toro has been a big proponent of the movie amid.
Why is this racist? Enhora bueno de nuevo a Guillermo del Toro. Van a tener que... What? I don't get it. What is racist about this? Can someone tell me?
Amelia Perez.
I want to start by saying I'm not a dispassionate observer because I've been part of two juries, one in Cannes, one in Venice, that gave Jacques the Palme d'Or.
I didn't know what Guillermo del Toro looked like. I was thinking of Penelope Cruz's husband. What's his name? Is that the same one? Penelope Cruz husband. Javier Bardem. I was thinking of Javier Bardem. That's who I thought was Guillermo del Toro. But I guess maybe Javier Bardem was acting in a del Toro film. Intriguing.
And the best director. So this is how I feel about him.
Healthcare, she has a decent amount of money, it seems. So she is certainly protected in a lot of ways. And while she is certainly not out here stomping for the Republicans, like someone like Caitlyn Jenner is, there's a certain level of privilege that she is clearly showing, and it's clearly showcasing in a lot of her white supremacist sort of and racist views.
I never thought of the trans lady from Amelia Perez as white supremacist. But whatever. People are stretching the truth here, I think, to suit some sort of outrage. And this person making this video is totally biased about the situation.
I promise you. But like, this is one that like deeply angers me. A lot of her anti-Muslim tweets in particular, considering what is happening in Gaza right now, is galling, particularly around the fact that there's been so much rainbow propaganda from Israel and other places that have tried to set the trans and queer community against Muslims, saying like, oh, well, you shouldn't care.
But Islam considers gay stuff haram. It's forbidden. You're not going to meet Allah if you're getting it up the ass. You don't like that. So, yeah, I don't understand why any LGBT would be pro-Hamas, pro-terrorist. It's wild.
About Gazans, because they would throw you off a building, whatever the fucking bullshit propaganda Islamophobic.
But it's not propaganda. They had a gay dude in Hamas leadership, and they killed him for being a gay.
Nonsense that is. And so shit like her having these anti-Muslim tweets just reinforces that idea that like,
I think a lot of people have anti-Muslim thoughts because there's a lot of immigrants coming over doing all sorts of things in the UK, in Europe. It's crazy. But this is all coming from an American white dude who is virtue signaling beyond belief.
Trans people and queer people are somehow against Gazans, Muslims generally.
You know, I get misgendered as Deborah. Do you think this one ever gets called a woman? I would like to know.
People from the Middle East, and saying it's against the trans community and setting those two communities against each other. And that is absolutely not the case. We should be standing in solidarity with each other and stuff like this.
Why? I'm not going to stand in solidarity with people who say that gay is haram. I mean, we could stand in solidarity about MK1 sucks, but not about things like gay rights. I'm so confused as to what this person is trying to do here with this video. And mind you, this person is going all over bad-mouthing this trans lady, Gascon, also talking about crazy politics. 8 minutes into this video, hasn't even talked about the real issue at hand, that Netflix has taken down she's video.
Promotes that concept. And it comes more from her class than the fact that the original version, I had gotten a copyright claim by Netflix that said,
copyright claim, not a strike. Copyright claim. And you can see here your appeal has been submitted. So this person has decided to pursue a claim appeal. Why not just remove the part of the video that is being claimed by Netflix instead of claiming that they are trying to censor your opinion about the actor's racist and anti-Muslim statements? It's not any sort of censorship. No. It's just that you used clips of the sing song From Penis to Vagina and they don't like that. I didn't fight that. I didn't appeal that claim. I was clearly using their copyrighted material. I'm okay with them blocking the video in France. There's nothing wrong with that. French people don't need to see my video. But this Jessie Gender is such a grifter that she needs her video to be available in Saint Martinique and whatever French overseas territory in addition to France. Why? Guadeloupe. Where else? Where else is a French overseas territory? But, Mayotte. Yes, Mayotte.
Oh, you're using Amelia Perez footage. And I disputed it. And they approved it. They said, oh, it's fine. Don't worry about it. You can use the Amelia Perez video. It goes into some of the behind the scenes YouTube stuff. But in YouTube, you can dispute a claim if their automated systems will detect something. And if it automatically detects something, you can dispute it. And
I think the reason why this person is talking so fast is because they're lying and they know they're lying and they're trying to get the audience to buy into it. They have not been given a copyright strike at all.
Most of the time, they will generally, let it go.
Generally, most of the time, in my experience, no. If you are using something from Warner Brothers and Warner Brothers doesn't want you to be using that, they'll be like, no, bitch, copyright strike.
If you post up the things like, hey, this is fair use, which this obviously is, and they agree with me. They agreed with me on that first video. They tried to block it, then said, oh, no, you're correct. This is fair use. I re-edited the video to include more
It did not say in the email that is fair use. Fair use is a term that can only be decided in legal courts when it's been challenged. So good news, after reviewing your dispute, Pathé has decided to release their copyright claim. They released the copyright claim. They did not say that it was fair use. So that is a lie. They are using this image of receipts to try and get some sort of validity from the audience, some sort of gender affirmation from the audience. It's bullshit. It's lies. It's like looking like a man and saying that you're a fucking woman and acting like expecting people to act like that's normal. No, that's lies.
I re-edited the video to include more information and get more critical of Gascon, because in my original video I'm critical of her, but fairly giving her more grace than I would now.
AKA, the bitch was ignorant of the tweets that had been coming out as racist and anti-Muslim, and they had already made their video about Gascon, and they didn't want to go through and make another version.
They also copyright claimed again. I submitted a dispute, and
they copyright claim again. Is it again? I don't think so. And you can see here, this message has been deleted. So this person is trying to skew the history of what has happened. So this says 1:09 a.m. I want to get the other screenshot. (12:44 a.m.) Message has been deleted. So this is so strange. Because it says 12:44, video has been appealed, and then they provide another screenshot here, I guess 2 days later, saying that it's been appealed. So this person went through the appeals process twice, is what they're saying?
Instead of letting it go like they did the first time,
that already seems strange.
This time, they copyright struck my video. Now, there's apparently...
Okay, no, this is a request for takedown. They did not strike your channel. I'm very experienced with all of this. So when I see this kind of shit, I know that they're fucking lying. So you can issue a normal takedown request, which will immediately take down the video, and YouTube will apply a strike. Or you can request for a video to be taken down within 7 days. And if it's not taken down by the uploader, then YouTube will issue a strike. It's not that Netflix is giving you a strike, honey. It's YouTube that will give you a strike if you don't take down your video within that 7 days. That's not you getting a strike. You have the option to forego the strike by just removing the copyrighted material. So rather than you just re-editing the video without the copyrighted material, you're crying to your audience that you are getting a strike. It just doesn't add up. You could be avoiding the strike if you took the extra steps to remove the copyrighted material. But you don't want to do that because you're trying to get all of that ad revenue from the original upload. And you're probably thinking, oh, if I upload it again, I'm not going to get as many views, as much money. It's all about money. It's disgusting that they are using these things like morals and gender ideology to try and make money. It's all a money-making business. This is so wild.
A new thing in their behind the scenes things where they give me 7 days before I get an official copyright strike. The only options that I have are to delete my video or to remove my appeal, which would block the video anyway. So regardless, it would essentially, the only options I have are to delete or block the video, which
It's only going to be blocked in France. Don't be acting like it's going to be blocked all over the world. And it's not like France is a huge market anyways. So why is this person overreacting to this degree?
is ultimately ends up being the same thing because I can't release it. Or I leave it up and it doesn't go out anyways and it still gets me a copyright strike on my channel. Which, by the way, if you get 3 copyright strikes, your channel is done. And I already...
You're not getting 3 copyright strikes. You don't even have 1 at this point. They're giving you a grace period of 7 days for you to edit and take down your video. Why can't you just do that? But this person has also received a copyright strike from Matt Walsh, and it seems like this was from a typical takedown request, not the one with 7 days grace. Like, you got a 7-day grace period. Like, those people are showing you grace, and instead of taking that grace, you are acting a fool. It's so wild.
We had one from last year when Matt Walsh of the Daily Wire did the same thing to my channel. I talked about that in a video over on my main channel. So I already got...
So you got 1 copyright strike that cleared itself after 3 months. It's not like you still have a strike on your channel. September, October, November, December, January, February. It's 5 months later. You don't still have a strike active on your channel. So this is all lies. So many lies. You peel back one layer with this Jesse Gender, and it's like, if they're lying so much to their audience about these copyright issues, how much are they lying to themselves every day when they look in the mirror? How much are they lying to their audience about other issues as well? Like, I've been watching this show called The Traitors, and they try to identify who are the liars, who are the traitors. This person's a traitor. Traitor, traitor, traitor. It's giving fully deceptive behavior.
Some strikes for speaking out about other trans issues. But now, because I re-edited a video, now I don't even know if they know specifically that the change in the videos was calling out Gascon's tweets, but what it is evidence to me is that between when I uploaded my video the first time and when I uploaded it the second time, this was the controversy that happened. So it feels like Netflix has been clamping down much more on any criticism of the film to try and hide it from as much as possible because they need to win this award.
Bitch, everyone's saying how shitty the video is. Everyone's saying how bad that song is. It's not like your video is the only one giving critique on the movie. So it's also coming from a place of narcissism with this individual, which doesn't surprise me. Because if you're going around saying to the world, hey, look, I'm a woman, affirm me, that in and of itself is narcissist. Expecting people to bow down and bend over to your whims is narcissist.
To justify the amount of cost and money they have sunk into the campaign on it. Between then and now, between those few days, they have said, try and block everything you can. So they are blocking me, a trans critic, from speaking out against the racism in their movie. But
you're trans, quote unquote, that's questionable, still looking like a dude. But where does that give you a leg to talk about racism? You're a white guy with white privilege.
Also, more importantly, the racism of their actor, who is supposedly representing us, who they are propping up and paying to supposedly represent us to the masses. They are blocking trans voices to do that. It would be one thing if they were just blocking critics' voices, but it is abjectly disgusting. I mean, it's gross, disgusting either way. Be clear. But it's even more disgusting to sit here and just say, hey, look, we're making the nice trans...
So this is irrational trans rage. Like, you're seeing it right here. This kind of self-righteous, contrived drama. This is all irrational trans rage. And I think it may be the hormones, because when you're on estrogen or you're on some sort of testosterone blocker, I think you're going to feel a lot more emotional. That was, this is, if you get any sort of medicine like finasteride, that is a testosterone blocker. At low doses, it's good for alopecia and hair loss. At high doses, it's good for prostate cancer. But that should make you cry. It will make you cry. So is this what this person is on? Like a high dose of finasteride? and it's making them feel like very emotional? Question mark.
Movie. Look at this is meeting the moment. It's a progressive thing. We're doing the good thing. Pat us on the back. Give us the LD awards because we're standing up for trans people at this moment, despite the fact the movie is transphobic and racist as shit.
The movie is transphobic in your opinion, but you know what? The Hollywood elite love it. So this person's just indignant behavior is very hilarious to watch.
But then to say that, and then to when trans critics come out and talk about the problems with your movie, the problems that you are doing when you are perpetuating these stigmas against us, that is doing harm to us, or is perpetuating the narratives that are doing harm.
Wait, where's the harm? Because they said that you should be a beautiful woman if you're a trans woman and go get some rhinoplasty and laryngoplasty and a vaginoplasty. Is that the harm? Well, babes, if you wanted to be transsexual, those are the treatments. You don't want the treatments? Well, then you're not a trans.
To us today with people like Donald Trump and his administration, when you're propping that up and you're turning on trans critics speaking up about that, you are just revealing your whole ass on how you are trans people. I don't want to
hear about this individual's ass.
I am terrified of what is coming for trans people, and it's already only been a week or two under.
Oh, give me more from Donald Trump. Make sure that there's only 2 genders, please.
His administration. I am terrified of it and ready to fight back. And I'm at a point where it would be.
Wait, how is she gonna fight back? Is she gonna go with like a bayonet to the Capitol and have like some sort of insurrection? What is she gonna do about it?
Is if my ability to pay my bills, my ability to make art, my ability to be creative, my ability to do this job that I've been doing for years.
Okay, all right. This is another problem. All these people on YouTube acting like this is some sort of profession, some sort of livelihood. It's the fucking internet. Like, do you expect there to be stability and fame in your internet persona for the rest of your life? Do you get a pension from YouTube? Do you get healthcare benefits from YouTube? Is there stability from YouTube? These people acting so crazy for some dollars on what? One video? How much money did this person make off of that Amelia Perez video that they are so inflamed by the situation? Oh, and when I see people crying about things like, how am I going to afford my bills? Get a fucking real job. Go work a 9 to 5, babes. You don't need to be in this trans lighting pretending that you're a woman. Because, you know what? Maybe some people affirm that bullshit delusion, but not me. And I'm happy to not be in that delusion because it's wild and it's insane and it's crazy.
Was not taken away directly by the fascists, but by the people claiming to be standing for trans people. Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if that ends up being what happened, because this is gonna.
I don't think this person is a true trans. I think it's a dude. True trans is like they want to pass. They want to be the other gender. I am not getting this from this person.
Be a problem even more for going forward. I don't even know. I would not put money betting against the idea that I'll still be able to do legally YouTube videos by the end of the year. I think that even might be a stretch.
I don't think Donald Trump is going to be shutting down your YouTube channel because you're trans. What? Okay, I mean, the delusions are much and plentiful. I think I've had enough of that person. Let me know what you guys are thinking about this, because this is such a crazy situation that we have here with Mortal Kombat 1. This conversation of trans, identity, gender, it's all too confusing. And the fact that we get it in such large quantities in Mortal Kombat, where so many characters are gender swapped, so many characters look like they're trans, like they have that look when you're on the hormones, they have that look. So it's wild that we are living in a day and age where video games are pushing politics, but also pushing the idea that man can be woman from penis to vagina. But yes, love you all so much. Let's see what you guys are saying. Leave a like or get the fuck out. I can't believe how delusional Guillermo del Toro has become. I only liked him for his movies like Hellboy, Pan's Labyrinth, and Pacific Rim. He should be ashamed for admiring the Emilia Perez movie. Well, I'm not a huge fan of the Emilia Perez movie, but I will say I like it for making the trans people upset. Yeah, a lot of people believe that trans equals passing equals looking like the other gender. Like it's not this weird in between of looking like a dude who's trying to talk really soft. Like, ugh. My question is, how do we know what God wants? God wants you to live. Live, Duan. Congrats, Guillermo del Toro. They got to change the name of the Oscars and celebrate them in a Mexican city instead of Hollywood. That was what the tweet was about. Oh, but is that racist? Oh, what I said before the stream, sorry, I wanted to say, is Floyd from MK1 kind of related to Pink Floyd or George Floyd? Both. It's both. Hold it, I forget. Is she or her, them? Who cares? Emilia Perez is crap. A huge insult for Mexico. I don't even think it's like, I don't think it's a representation of Mexico. More so a representation of woke Hollywood and France. This trans guy really needs to chill. Obviously, I don't like Emilia Perez movie. What an aberration it is. I don't know about strikes, but this person is for sure giving me a stroke. So many complaints. Yeah. I mean, like, I complained too. But it was, I don't know. I don't think I'm as unfounded as that person was. I don't try to manipulate information either. Like, seeing that person provide receipts and the receipts say the message was deleted, why are you deleting messages? What was the original message? Why are you deleting the messages? How is this supposed to be a full receipt if parts are missing? I used to think you were Jesse Gender at Deborah. Oh my god. I never should have told you guys that. Now I'm gonna be Miss Deborah forever. Jesse Gender is sweet though. I don't know. I'm not sure. Is she sweet? Sweet like sugar? Or sweet like the sweet release of death? Like, which one is it? You should check about her. You might love her. There is a trans pilot in Argentina. Her name is Traniella. Oh. Cute. Traniella instead of Daniela. Oh, wow. Sean Xavier. Ouch. Yes, he's very sexy. Happy I'm not trans, too. I prefer natural and organic. Cool. Well, I prefer you, my friends. Thank you for joining along. Means the world that you're here with me at the very end of the live stream. Yay. If you really enjoyed it, please do consider joining the Jaded Bunny fam. You get access to all of my secret videos, secret get-togethers. Hey, Not Freud, do you play Marvel Rivals? We've been getting together on Tuesdays and Thursdays for Marvel Rivals action. Would be fun to play together. This is the game that we're all playing. It's so much fun. So yes, if you want to play Marvel Rivals with me and the other brothers and sisters, please do join the fam. Much love to all of my brothers and sisters, but most of all, Not Freud. Aw, and Joey. Thank you for being here. How lovely. Love you, Debbie. Till next time. No, my friend, I don't like shooting games. Aw. Darn. Yes, Lil Miss Debbie will be here waiting for you. But until next time, I am praying that that you don't steal my sweet little Debbies. But yes, please stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy. Bye, my friends. Take care. Peace. Love you guys.